We shotgunned a beer at one point in time, a couple of years ago.
Yeah, a long time ago.
And
it went over
I
very
lost. And
well, there's no race. It's to just drink all of it. So
no, there is a race. That's the whole point of shotgunning a beer.
Okay.
I'm also scared of this knife, so I haven't stabbed this
well,
yet.
Don't worry.
No, I just want to get a good stab in.
Make sure it's totally flat.
Oh, God. Dude, it went all over.
Shit.
Hey, dude, we have a towel, dude. This got on my computer and everything, man. I'm just gonna take off my shirt.
No, if you.
Well,
wanna...
Don't worry. I'm gonna wipe it off with this, but we're in the middle of a shotgun sesh right now, so this needs to happen.
Let's do it.
All right, one. Oh wait, I gotta get my thumb on or index finger. 2, 3. Ah. 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 I didn't finish it either. I'm like 9/10 out of it, dude. Oh, wow.
That was
Woo!
That was messy.
Good old-fashioned shoddy on the airy.
Woo.
It's like burning my everything. Okay,
burning
let
my
me
areolas.
finish this.
Oh God.
Mm.
Well, I had a sip.
Let's just chunk these down so the cameras don't have to see them. Oh. Okay, this is on here. Let me have a little bit. Swipe it on here. Hopefully I don't mess up any of the recording because...
Next time we do that, your computer needs to be closed.
Yeah, but here's the problem. You know, you wanted to get the and then you wanted that right there, and you wanted to hear the gulp, gulp, gulp.
It was difficult.
Oh, my.
First time on camera, people.
Oh.
We shall perfect this. Oh, my God.
And it's a lot easier when you're amped up, like,
at a party.
standing up.
Yeah, and
I haven't been to a party in years, so... Oh. Oh, my gosh. Okay. No, it didn't go away. It just went back a little bit on the recording. Oh.
I honestly think I'm going to throw up.
Yeah. Please don't do that on your mic. That's why you have the guard.
I won't do it on my... That's not
What
it's
is your
for.
wind guard thing? You need to bring that over.
What do you mean?
Your little... This thing. I actually got a little bit wet.
Oh, you mean this. Right.
All right. So today...
Oh, yeah.
Not the American beer that you have heard of.
Right.
But this is, I believe, an American beer. We are drinking what is called Modus Hopperandi. Modus Hopperandi beer.
It's an India Pale Ale.
India Pale Ale, an IPA for all you hipsters out there.
Independently handcrafted.
Yes. On the top it says walk, kite, recycle, hide, seek, plant, recycle, grow, shower, HHH, tube, recycle.
I don't. That's a long fucking list to do.
Yeah.
What do they
It's
want
not
me-
the most visually appealing can, I'll
At
say.
least hold the fucking hoops out in front of me so I know what the hoops are.
Okay, will you read to me what is... Actually, it didn't even give you a
Yeah, it
sexy
doesn't
story
even tell
either.
you anything.
A lot of them give you that kind of
It
story
says
on there.
government warning.
Could cause cancer. Hey, they do have like an alien guy that's walking in... Or not an alien, like a skull guy.
Yeah, he's
that's
like a
walking in the middle.
skeleton. Some kind
Give me a second. Let me look this up on my phone before we
Yeah, let's do it.
pour. And let everybody... They sound like a baby... Is that Baby Yoda?
Baby Yoda. he's like, do the magic hand thing, baby. And baby's like,
Trying to figure out where this is from. Does it say on here? SKA Brewing.
Durango.
Colorado?
I know, no.
Yes, Colorado. So Durango, Colorado's out there, like western Colorado.
Shout out to you wherever the
southwestern.
fuck you are, guys.
A lot of people go skiing there.
Ah.
And then I guess drinking Modus Hopperandi India Pale Ale.
Yeah, because what goes better with skiing than drinking?
Actually, you know,
Right.
hey, check this out. Check this out.
Right.
So it's called Modus Hopperandi.
Yeah.
A modus operandi
Oh.
is often
Hello.
someone's habits of working, particularly in the context of business or criminal investigations.
Oh.
So somebody maybe knew about this and then thought, man, that'd be a great name for a beer.
What a good idea. I'm going to do that.
Yeah. So, modus operandi. Without the H, this beer has the H.
It does.
Because it's hops, get it?
That's right.
Yeah, I get it.
Triple H.
That's crazy, man. All right, so let's just give this thing a crack. You bought last week, 2 weeks ago, actually a long time ago, that it took forever to come in on Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
These little cap shooter things that you can open the bottles with. Now, this is not a bottle, so this isn't going to be as fun.
We do have some caps, though.
Yeah, we do. We do have some caps, but I don't know where those are at.
We got some on the floor right here.
Grab them.
We're
still going to shoot one.
I'm going to shoot you. Fucking camera. We're going to shoot. Actually, we'll do the fucking Kinru Blue.
Kinru Blue. Remember, if you haven't tuned in, you can view that. That's our episode from last week.
That's episode number 2.
Yes, talked about Rise of Skywalker, how much we really, really loved that movie.
Oh, God. So good.
We loved it
Too
so
bad they
much
didn't
that
have
we
Jar Jar
hated it.
Binks in it.
Oh.
That would have just... So
Terrible
all you do
movie.
is you just load it in.
Yep.
It's got like a little magnet to hold it, and you pull this little thing back, stick your cap in, and...
We're going to shoot it at the cameras.
When it fucking...
We have... Oh, wow.
I didn't get it.
You have to... Oh, wait. Mine clicked too early, dude. Oh,
You gotta pull it back and crunch it. Yeah.
All right,
crunch
dude.
it.
Did you hit it?
No, I didn't. I got right below it. Aim
One
high.
of these... Hey, didn't you say... Okay.
Aim taller. I think yours actually shoots further.
No.
Okay, well,
I have to
we'll
aim
get
taller.
them down
I
next
aimed
time.
way high. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do a little poppy on this because we got Once Upon a Time in Hollywood to talk about that we watched yesterday together.
That's
naked.
right. Yeah, we watched
but
it.
we watched it
We were in the bathtub, and we just thought we'd put something on.
Yeah. We
And,
sat in there with that movie and a toaster, contemplating our life. All right. Let's do it. I'm going to pour it right up against the...
Sounds good. Yeah, let's...
Wait.
You go ahead.
Yep. No, it's going right now. You can't hear the guzzling because it's not.
You'll hear it on my end for sure.
Go. Ooh. Okay, so it's got like a...
Hold on.
Oh. Is there such thing as like mental coming?
I just ejaculated with my brain.
Okay, it's got like an amber look to it. For all you beer lovers out there, we have to really explain this for the people who aren't watching.
Right. Yeah, it's amber.
It's got a lot of head.
Well, this one
you
does.
would not
Mine.
be a good bartender.
Well, that was for the sound alone.
Yeah,
that was for
yeah.
you guys at home who aren't watching,
Yeah,
just listening.
He just likes to sit here with a spoon and eat the head off of his beers. Okay, all right. It's got that. Let's do a little waft. A little smell.
Yeah, let's do it. Smells like garbage.
What
Just
are you
kidding.
What are you picking up? What are you picking up? What type of flavors from the nose?
I'm smelling fish.
Really? I can't. It's so cold out.
Mostly anchovies.
Yeah, I'm not picking up a ton.
It smells like Mazio's.
It just smells like beer.
It just smells like, yeah, I can't
It
really.
doesn't have.
I can smell that.
sweet aroma, or I just
Yeah.
don't. And maybe it's because I'm just nosy. All right, let's just drink the dang thing and let's do a quick review so we can get onto this movie.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, so we're pairing it with this movie.
Yes.
This is the beer we chose for it. I
Yes.
mean, we didn't really do a lot of research into this beer, but it's it's an imported one. It's a taste of the past, which is
Imported?
exactly what that movie was.
Imported from Durango.
There you go.
Colorado.
10 years. 10 years. Back to
Okay.
1969
I'm
we go.
gonna try to do a gulp right up next to my.
Now, instantly, I can tell
It's
this
heavy.
would taste better with an orange slice.
Yeah, it's heavy on the IBUs, I think, which are like the more.
Delicious.
It's heavy on the IBUs. It's actually got more than hops. What's it say on the can? Does it give you the IBUs on that?
Maybe.
For all you IBU lovers out there, you cyclists, you.
You cyclists. Get off your fucking bikes, man.
Oh, man.
Drive a fucking huge car and kill the ozone layer
It's
already.
6.8 alcohol by volume, which is a good clip.
Yeah, that's delicious.
It doesn't say anything on the can. Honestly, the can's not that visually appealing.
Yeah.
I got it at the liquor store up the street. Okay. All right, let's get into this movie.
Let's do it.
Oh, wait. On a scale of 1 to Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, what does this beer rate for you right now?
All right,
I
so
honestly like the Belgian White last
I'm going to
week,
say a 7 out of 10.
7 out of...
It's a good beer. I would drink it
Yeah.
again. but it's not something to keep in my house.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is a 1 out of okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A banana out of a
If somebody
300.
Yes. If somebody gave me this beer, I'd drink it. I don't think I'd go buy it again.
Right.
Sorry, Colorado.
Sorry, Colorado.
They make some good beers. There's some good ones out of Fort Collins, Denver. Yeah, pretty much.
So, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yes.
Starring quite a few people, actually, but more prominently.
Brad Pitt.
And Leo DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCap.
Leonardo, the Ninja Turtle.
Okay, quick synopsis if you want to give it.
So he's an actor. Leonardo's an actor. Allegedly in his prime, from what we can tell, but he thinks that he's going downhill.
Yes.
And so he needs to get with a good director, and he's going through a lot. And there's a few scenes where he kind of cracks open and shows his inner ambition towards being a better actor and how hard he wants to try.
Right.
He goes over his
also
lines.
Struggling alcoholic, which is understandable. A lot of people like beer.
That's a heavy stress being an actor. Learning all those fucking lines and shit. That's not easy, man.
And he shows you some of that shit. So Brad Pitt is his kind of his stunt double.
Right.
In the movie. And actually, he was his old stunt double. So the movie starts off by letting you get a glimpse into one of his most iconic, performances as an actor, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Which is Bounty Law.
Bounty Law, exactly. And that's when, at his prime, that was him in his prime. But then Brad Pitt, of course, is the stunt double for that. Falls off horses and stuff like that. A little bit of background on the Brad Pitt's character. What do you remember any of their names, the characters' names? We just watched this.
I know. Okay, Brad Pitt was Cliff.
Cliff. Yes, Cliff.
And I can't.
We'll remember his. Start with an R.
Did it? I can't recall.
I'll get it later. We don't do any reading or research for these. We just know shit.
Yeah, and we just watch it. This is right off the fly after we've seen it yesterday. So
yes. Okay. And like I said, and we didn't mention. Go ahead with the producer of this movie, the director-producer.
Quentin Tarantino.
Quentin.
If you guys don't know or haven't seen any of his movies before, this is not a bad one to start out. It's a slower movie by him.
It is very slow.
It's very slow. It has a great pickup, though, so we'll get right into that in a bit.
So, anyways, Leonardo DiCaprio's career has kind of gone downhill by this point. You've got Brad
Pitt.
Through his eyes.
Now, you see, we know he's a good actor in this movie. Not only is he an actor in the movie, Quentin Tarantino.
In the movie, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Leonardo DiCaprio. When we say their names, we're just referring to them as their parts in this movie because they're such big, iconic actors.
Right.
Actually, who was the other? There were some big people in this movie.
Al Pacino was in this. The chick from that did Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn, and then you had the guy that was in Miracle. What was that guy's name?
I don't even know.
We're gonna die, dude. Cinema gods are going to strike us.
Don't worry.
Down,
don't
dude.
worry. These are just the...
Kurt Russell,
of course. How can we forget? Who played, I think it was...
So many people.
Bill the Ruth Hangman in Hateful Eight.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
He was in it. Huh. Okay. Right. And actually, the movie... Actually,
there was a lot of actors from Hateful Eight in this.
Yes. Who was the one that was in the initial scenes that you saw on the Bounty Law? And it was him, and I've seen him in other movies of Quentin Tarantino's.
Oh, you're talking about who played Bill's brother in Kill Bill. He also played Joe Gage in Hateful Eight. Yeah, I don't...
Wait, that was his brother?
In Kill Bill,
It was one of the other bounty, or it was one of the other kind of... He's the guy who lived in the trailer out in the middle of the desert.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Later in the movie. Yeah, okay.
Right. Well, that's actually in Kill Bill, I think, Part 2.
Yeah.
Right, so I believe his name was Buck, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
he was in it.
Maybe it was.
But it's so funny how he finds ways to just bring actors into movies that he always does.
Actors that he's used many times before because they were in Reservoir Dogs.
Yes.
He was in Reservoir Dogs as well. Great film, too. Quentin Tarantino, it's not hit and miss. It's just the artistic value that you're going to take from the film. And I have to say that because not everyone can appreciate the type of filmography, the type of shots that he takes, the lines he uses, because I feel like he he doesn't just force them to go by the script, which is very smart.
Yes.
And I didn't see Quentin Tarantino in this movie. No. I didn't see him actually portraying any parts himself.
Doesn't he normally pop in once?
Sometimes, yeah. I've seen him in Pulp Fiction. He was in Reservoir Dogs. He was, I think, Mr. Pink. I think maybe he was, or maybe he was Mr. Brown.
So, to finish off the synopsis, this kind of goes on. Brad Pitt, his character, he goes and visits this little. He has this girl that keeps coming up in the movie looking for a ride.
Right, she's always hitchhiking. Yeah, he always sees her, but he's always going the other way.
He gives her a ride home. She's
always like this way. He's like, I'm going this way.
She's at this like hippie encampment thing that anyway.
Right, it's
he gets kicked out of this hippie encampment thing after trying to find somebody he knew once there.
Right.
The movie builds up. We're almost 2 hours in, and you just you're kind of just following the life of these actors. And I wouldn't
apparently,
even say...
Cliff, Brad Pitt's character, allegedly killed his wife.
Yes, with a harpoon gun. Or that's
we think so.
So the scene goes something like this: is they say, "Oh yeah, he's Brad Pitt is on a set, and Kurt Russell comes in, or Kurt Russell, right?
Right. Kurt Russell goes into Leonardo DiCaprio's trailer.
Yes, and says, "Hey, you can't have this guy on set."
Right. My wife doesn't like him. He's a wife killer, allegedly. And
then
we don't
flashes back, just like a classic Quentin Tarantino movie does.
Right. It cuts back.
And it goes to a scene where they're arguing on a boat. He has a harpoon gun in his hand.
And it's really quick. It's a whole scene, but it's like within 20 seconds.
20 seconds.
You know, Brad Pitt's putting on scuba gear and shit. He's got a harpoon gun in his hand. And his wife is just like,
you don't want to fight.
Yeah, she's trying to start a fight. And so... maybe he finishes it. We don't know.
They didn't even show the rest. They didn't show that he killed her or not.
It's with a fucking harpoon gun, so that's pretty badass.
Yes. And they do some flashbacks like this. I mean, not only is Brad Pitt his kind of stunt double, but he's kind of his man at the house too. So
right, it's his number one.
He's his number one.
His
he
driver,
drives him around because he's
advice.
Had drunk driving arrests, so he's had to drive Leonardo around and stuff like that. So anyway.
And Cliff knows martial arts. He fights Bruce Lee in the movie.
Yes, he does.
Dents Kurt Russell's wife's car. Yeah. Dents the entire door and throws Bruce Lee into it. They have a fight, and then he's thrown off the set. You know, he doesn't get to shoot the movie as the stunt double.
And let's be real. He's up on Leonardo DiCaprio's house. Brad Pitt is. He takes off.
Not just that. He has to go fix the antenna. So instead of using a ladder, he just parkours his way up to the top of it, which is dope.
It was a really cool part in the movie. Takes off his shirt immediately.
And he is jacked.
Immediate.
I wouldn't say he's not Hugh Jacked man, but he is.
I mean, it's Brad Pitt, and he looks good.
Yeah,
dude.
Brad Pitt looks really good.
He looks like Fight Club's coming out again.
Right, no shit.
Fight Club, 55.
You know, there was an homage. I feel, not really an homage, but a kind of like a nod to Fight Club. Something that he says. I can't remember what it was. I wish I could, but.
So we lead up to this point at the end of the movie. We are 2 hours in. It's been kind of slow. They've been building these characters. It's not like you've fallen in love with the character themselves yet.
Go ahead.
But we get to this point where, and I told you earlier that Brad Pitt got kicked out of the hippie thing. And,
right. Well, he went up to find his friend who he used to shoot at that place. I don't remember the name of the ranch.
Yeah,
but they used to shoot cowboy movies.
All these
there.
hippies just took it over.
Right. Basically, they're strong-arming this poor blind old man and taking advantage of him.
Yes. And the blind man doesn't care because she goes in there and fucks him real good.
Yeah. Doesn't want to miss her TV program.
And so he gets kicked out, and he has to go really quickly. But at the end of the movie, these hippies come back that were looking for him. Didn't really know that he was really involved with Leonardo DiCaprio's character, and they mentioned Charles Manson, or they mentioned Manson.
How far are we in right now?
Not too far. I mean, we're probably 20 minutes.
Right.
Yep.
So
they mentioned Manson, so that was a big thing.
Manson
for me.
Actually was. He's the same guy that plays.
Yeah, but is it Manson in the movie? Do you see Manson?
Right. You see Manson. You see Charles Manson.
Like, for real, like they think it's Charles Manson?
No, it is Charles Manson.
Oh.
He walks up and he's like looking for someone.
Yes.
And they direct him down some path behind the house. The guy who plays Charles Manson in this movie plays Charles Manson as I'd say as a typecast, because the dude just looks like Charles Manson.
He does.
And he plays Charles Manson in I can't remember, what's the name of that show?
Mindhunter.
Mindhunter.
Yep.
On Netflix.
And if you've seen Mindhunter, and we won't go too into depth, but we could go into depth on Mindhunter.
Yeah, so they investigate serial killers' minds
And they
go
interview
in.
him.
Yeah, and he's one of the guys that they investigate, and it's kind of a weird.
Does a really good job too.
It's kind of a weird interview they have with him.
Yeah,
but
really, I mean, if you watch any of the real Charles Manson interviews, they're weird fucking interviews,
and he's spot on too with the awkwardness and just the it's a deeply.
He's pretty woke too.
A deep
honestly.
psychopath. Well, in a very
sense,
in a very psychotic way. Yeah, he is very woke.
Yeah. But anyway.
Great show. Go watch it.
These hippies hop out of the car, say, "Hey, Manson wanted us to do this." Blah blah blah. They get this bright idea.
Right, but so here's where it all changes.
Yeah.
Now Leonardo DiCaprio's character, Brad Pitt's character, don't exist in the real world. But this is an alternate timeline where they do exist, and they live right next door to Roman Polanski.
Yes.
And so. Instead of them going to Roman Polanski's house and killing Sharon Tate and the others there,
yes.
who does the killings are Tex and the other two psychotic bitches.
How many people died in that one?
In that actual killing,
I believe it
was all
to
four
Roman
of them.
Polanski's house in this movie?
They didn't, because instead they went next door. They were sitting in the car together.
Yes.
And she looked back and said, "I've just got a fucking crazy idea. We watch these people become killers on TV and teach us how to kill. Why don't we go and kill the people that taught us how to kill?" Which she's talking about Brad Pitt's character and Leonardo DiCaprio's character. And so instead of going to Roman Polanski's house, they go right next door. And, and
the crazy thing is that was something that I thought was, in real life, you think that Charles Manson told these people, hey, go in there and kill them.
Right, exactly.
But in this one, they could have had their own.
Well, it kind of was their own agenda, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Like Charles Manson kind of led them in the direction, but they took the reins on their own to do this.
Yeah, but I
his
thought
name
that he specifically said
it's
to
possible. I don't know exactly the details behind Charles Manson's, but I know that he wasn't directly involved with any of the killings. It was all people he manipulated to do it for himself.
Yeah,
because that's basically how a cult is. You confuse these fucking people, these weak-minded folk, these people that are degenerates, and they want something, they want to feel appreciated, they want a home, and this dude gave it to them. He fed their psychological issues constantly.
Yep.
And so finally they just are like, let's just fucking kill these people.
Yeah.
And they take a gun and some knives and they go up there and basically kick the door in. And Brad Pitt's character had bought a cigarette.
Yep.
From those same hippies.
From the same hippies, except the girl wasn't there. The one that he had really
really
wanted.
For 75 cents. It was a acid-laced cigarette.
Beautiful.
And during the last scenes of the movie, he's goes out to walk his dog.
Yep. Beautiful dog.
Leonardo
Beautiful
DiCaprio, he had done a bunch of Italian films. He's got a new wife.
Yep.
He thinks his career's in the garbage. He can't afford anything anymore.
Yep. He's hanging out in the pool.
And so this is Cliff's last day of him and Leo hanging out.
Yeah, they're hanging out for one last night, except Leo goes to walk his dog.
Brad Pitt, He goes to walk his dog. He takes the acid-laced cigarette. He smokes it on the way down. The hippies pull up, and their
they don't
car's
see him
super
walking the dog
fucking loud.
initially.
Exactly. Well, they might, but they're disregarding it. They come up. Their car's super loud. Leonardo DiCaprio's making fucking margaritas. He hears it. He goes out there, starts screaming, "Don't get this piece of shit off of my fucking street. This is a private street."
Yep.
They end up backing up.
Yep.
And then he comes. Brad Pitt's character Cliff comes back into the house. And he's feeding his dog. He's got a big fucking huge can of dog food in his hands. And
this is Brad Pitt.
Yeah, exactly. He comes back into his house.
And
Leonardo DiCaprio,
he's in the pool.
Leonardo DiCaprio's in the pool with these big-ass headphones on. His new Italian wife has jet lag. She's asleep in the room. And he's got his big-ass dog, Brandy, I think is her name, right?
Sure.
I think is the dog's name. And so these people kick the door in. And he's pointing a gun in Brad Pitt's face.
Yeah.
And Brad Pitt is calm as cool as a cucumber.
Yeah, he is.
As calm as fucking whatever.
He's just hanging out. They're holding him at knife point. No, one of them holding him at gunpoint, and the other girls are holding him at knife point.
Right, and one busts through the back door with a knife, and he's looking at them too, and looking at the one at the door, and and he just starts laughing at this guy pointing a fucking .357 Magnum in his face.
Yep.
And he just clicks. And his dog jumps on him before he can make the shot.
Grabs his arm with the gun.
Starts ripping his wrist apart. Starts chewing on his thigh.
Yep. And
starts
taking on everybody else. Slams the best part of the whole movie is when he takes the back of that girl's. He takes her a fistful of hair, dude.
I think the best part is when he throws the fucking can of dog food.
Can of dog food
he
first.
He throws it and just collapses the bridge of her nose
Right
completely, just smashes it, crushed, and she's laying on the
Boom.
ground screaming while blood's all over her fucking face. The other girl, the dog, I think. Oh no, she gets punched in the face.
Yep.
By the Italian wife who just woke up.
Yes. Gets punched in the face by the Italian wife. By this time, Brad Pitt has gone over to the girl who had gotten smacked in the nose with the...
And he grabs her by her fucking hair and starts slamming her into the phone, into the
man,
walls.
amazing.
And then he goes to the mantelpiece, the solid rock mantelpiece, and just starts crushing her fucking face on it over and over and over. And that's it for her.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it. And then the girl that got punched, is that the one who started screaming with the gun in her hand?
So,
how did the guy die? Did he just get mauled?
Right, so the guy gets his balls after the thigh. He gets his
the
balls
dog
attacked and just ripping him to pieces. He falls almost outside. He falls with his head past the threshold of the door.
Yep.
He clicks. Brad Pitt clicks. That dog jumps on the other bitch.
Yes.
And starts mauling her to pieces. She's screaming, and it's all background noise the entire time, her screaming.
Yeah.
And then he walks up to the guy whose head is outside of the doorway and just stomps his fucking throat or something. Kills him. And then the dog is just fucking mauling
Brad
her.
Pitt, during this period of time, gets stabbed in the side.
Right. He gets stabbed in the ass cheek.
But on the side ass cheek.
Right, the side of his ass
so
cheek.
he passes out. The girl proceeds to, the last one left, runs outside screaming with her face all bloody.
She has the gun. She's shooting the gun in the air.
Yep, she falls into
the pool. Leonardo DiCaprio hears her screaming, freaks out, jumps into the pool. He's like wading around. She's screaming. He wades past her.
Yes.
He goes into his fucking tool shed, his pool house tool shed. And he gets the fucking flamethrower from one of his previous movies.
Yeah, we didn't mention this in a previous movie.
That he used to...
Actually, it was when he was talking to the director about how he was being a failure, and the director was saying, man, I love that movie that you were in.
Right.
And basically it was a movie
like
that he had starred as
some
guy. Yeah, he starred as some guy, and he was standing outside this Nazi room with these guys in it at the top, and then they opened the curtain, he's there with a flamethrower.
And he says, do you like fried sauerkraut? And then he just points that flamethrower and just torches like 6 or 8 Nazis.
That was a flashback to that. And then anyway, he uses it on the girl in the pool.
Yeah, she's in the pool, and he torches her whole upper half, which is just on fire, while she's screaming, all mauled to pieces, firing this gun in the air.
Yep. Fries her to a fucking
and then she
crisp.
dies.
And so Brad Pitt doesn't die. He gets taken to the hospital. He says he's going to, come see him tomorrow and bring him some
bagels.
And then he
bring
goes.
me some bagels.
And then, bring Leonardo DiCaprio
And that's not the end. You think that's the end.
Yes. You think, okay.
And so he's out there. By Roman Polanski is kind of thinking.
Yep.
Like in front of the gate. One of the guys that knows Roman Polanski, I think it's Sharon Tate's husband, comes out and starts talking to him.
Yeah.
And is like, they're like, hey, do you want to come inside?
Yeah.
And that is the precursor to Leonardo DiCaprio's new, his way in back into the movies. And so Leonardo DiCaprio is going to have a new film career with Roman Polanski.
Yes.
And he's going to have Cliff as his stunt double. So they both now have jobs and are both going to be paid very well.
Yep. And that's the end of the movie.
Such a very good end. I
he
gotta
just
say,
says, yeah, I'll go up there and I'll hang out with you guys.
Yep.
That was it.
And it's slow all the way through this fucking movie. But the ending just sanctifies this fucking movie. Drives a fucking... You're thinking to throw this away, boom, right in the middle of it.
And it's one of those movies where you're thinking the whole time, like, is this going to get good? You're almost 2 hours in, you're like...
And it's not bad. It's just slow.
It just is really slow.
Yeah. It's got some really good parts.
You got to have some patience.
When Brad Pitt beats
movie.
the fuck out of that hippie. When he just starts punching him because he stuck that knife in his tire. It's like they want Brad Pitt to leave.
Yeah, that was cool.
But he flattens his tire and he's just laughing.
And of course, a little fight scene.
And he makes him fucking change his tire.
It's
and
one of those things like...
They go to get Tex.
Yeah.
Before Tex can even get back, Brad Pitt's gone.
Yeah.
I
just, it's one of those things where, like, Kill Bill had some really great action moments in it all throughout the movie, all of them.
Right.
And so, you thought, okay, it just, none of his movies were this slow. It's like Pulp Fiction was actually started off pretty well.
It's like Pulp Fiction took a Valium.
Yeah.
It's
kind of like an opposite of one of his movies where he leaves the crazy action to the very end.
What's got really good gore is Hateful Eight.
Yeah.
That's got some... It's a little slow, developing all the characters, showing everything. But when it gets gory, Samuel L. Jackson's poor balls get blown off in that fucking movie.
Man. But anyway, so what did you think? I mean...
I'd watch it again.
Would you?
I would watch it again. Absolutely.
I think that's what the ending does for you. It's like, man, I kind of want to go back.
That the build up to the ending is so, you're just like, God, this movie is just dredging so far, and then bam, dude, it's like a fucking sweet lollipop right in your mouth. Boom, and then you're just enjoying it the whole rest of the fucking 30 minutes of the film.
Yeah, same.
So fucking good.
Same. It just, like I said, took a while to get there. So if you're not patient,
yeah, go watch fucking go watch Reservoir Dogs or.
So where does this rank on Quentin's repertoire?
Definitely on his top 10. I can't name.
Well, he
all
has
of his
10. He literally
10 solid.
He literally has 10.
Is that just his 10th one? The 10th film in the. He usually says too. This is the 10th or whatever 12th Quentin Tarantino film.
Oh yeah, he did. You know, like a lot of his movies, he likes to set up different scenes of the movie with different title slides.
Right.
He'll say, you know, he didn't do that this much this movie.
It's an interesting perspective too that he takes on the introduction of so many characters. You know, he
be like
wants
part 2
right,
or whatever.
Right, exactly.
It's
Chapters.
like a
and all
book.
that.
He writes a
Hateful
book.
Eight is now it's full length on Netflix in 4 different parts, and I've got to say it is fan-fucking-tastic to see the rest of the uncut footage. It's really good.
Let me go back and watch it.
Definitely watch it again. I've watched it 3 or 4 times. It made me go play Red Dead Online on my PlayStation. I wanted to be a cowboy so bad.
Well, that's the movie. I mean, we gave the synopsis. We need to go back and watch some of it. I mean,
definitely we'll go watch the ending again.
The last one movie that I saw of his was Glass.
Glass, yeah, Samuel Jackson's.
Or wait, no, yeah, that was Quentin.
No, it was M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh my God!
Right.
Okay, never mind.
Right, because he did Split, which was the sequel to
Shyamalan. Yep. Sorry, I was thinking about a different one.
Unbreakable with Bruce Willis.
I actually thought Unbreakable was a better movie out of those, but we'll not get into
I thought Split was probably the better. Split was fantastic.
Great.
I did not see.
I'm kidding.
At the very end, when you see David Dunn sitting at the diner, you're just like, this fucking ties into that fucking movie. Okay. Oh my fuck,
okay,
dude.
Sorry. We won't do it. Yeah, we won't do his movies, but
we're gonna do a whole Quentin Tarantino review on all of his films. We're gonna watch them all the way through, and we're gonna come with our own completely biased review.
Yeah, completely biased.
Because I think that's someone who takes his filming so seriously and such an awarded director and writer.
He won something at the Golden Globes not too long ago. Quentin did about a week ago. So.
Oh, really? Did he?
Yep.
I heard Ricky Gervais's little speech he did. Did you hear that?
Mm-mm.
He got up there and he started talking about Epstein, and he was like, essentially like, all you fucking Hollywood people are so up your own asses that you don't even know what it's like in the real fucking world.
Yeah.
And also, Epstein didn't kill himself. And they're like, I don't know about that. Some people laughed. Adam Driver, he laughed. Who plays Kylo Ren? He was laughing.
Oh, really?
He was laughing. And Ricky Gervais said, "Yeah, I know you don't like my joke, but I know that he was your friend talking to the whole of Hollywood.
Yeah.
I know he was your friend, but I don't care."
Yeah.
Great. And Joaquin Phoenix from The Joker got up there. He talked a lot about how, what we need to do to make the world better and stop taking your fucking selves so serious, Hollywood.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other shit going on. The fucking Australia's on fucking fire right now, goddammit. They're memeing about World War III because of Iran.
It's crazy.
It's nuts. It is.
Well, this is nearing to an end. Hollywood. Once upon a time.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Quentin Tarantino, great. Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt.
It's a good movie. You need some patience, but it's a great movie.
There's a lot of people in it. That dude from Hitman was in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can't remember his fucking name.
Nope. I cannot either.
He was in Live Free, Die Hard. He was the bad guy in that. Yeah. Great movie.
So.
Hateful Eight, Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Kill Bill. Go watch them, man. Go get some Quentin Tarantino and you're like, From Dusk Till Dawn. It's a great one.
Yep. On these movies, because he has 10 that he's done straight up, and he said he only really wanted to do 10 because it sounded good to him. And I've seen him on some late night. shows.
He's got like thousands of scripts he's written.
Oh my God. Yeah, there's got to be some great ones in there, but I mean, top 10 movie because he's only made 10. So.
Is that his 10th movie?
Yeah,
it's definitely on his top 10 list. Top 10 Quentin Tarantino movies.
All right, well, are we good?
I think we're good. Thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for watching.
Yep.
To the end. We appreciate it if you like what you saw. Please go like and subscribe, and hit the little bell button down over. I don't know where the hell it is.
Yep.
But that way you'll know right when we upload.
Yep.
So thanks for watching, guys. This has been CinemaSuds with Bryce.
And Carson.
We'll see you next time. Cut.
We say subs or suds?